Yo, what's up, homies? We're back, and we got some big news! I caught a fish. It's even here in my inventory, and that's probably the biggest news you're gonna hear all day. But anyways, we got a big plan for today, and that plan involves a lot of landscaping right out here. I think we're gonna redo just about everything, well, everything that we have time for, I should say. But we kind of just have this path leading from the village to the castle with kind of nothing really in between decorating it and all that. So I figure, you know what? I guess it's time we make this place look pretty out here. And one of the big things that I've decided that I want to do, I'm kind of sad about it, but I think it's time, is all of this Podzol that I worked so hard to get and place out here. I think we're going to go back to grass because, I don't know, maybe we'll keep it. I haven't decided. Maybe we'll like fade it out or something. But yeah, this pond is going to significantly grow, I think. And then we're going to try and do some pretty pine trees out here, and you know, just make it look like a nice little light forest with some plants around, or you know, maybe bones. Maybe there'll be bones around. But yeah, that is the plan. I want to make it look nice and pretty out here in front of our castle, and we're gonna do as much as we possibly can in this one. Now, I would like to get along the path at least, just so that it's like a really beautiful walk from the castle over to the village. But yeah, that's the plan. The pine trees I'm going to do are not going to look like the ones that I've done in here, at least I hope not. I want to try something different where they're much lighter, you know. A lot of light gets through them. There's fewer branches. Just make them look a little bit more realistic, I guess would be the proper term. So we'll see if I can come up with anything of the sort. And before we get started on that, I do have to take this tree down, unfortunately. So let's get up there and start from the top like a smart person would do. Oh goodness, I waited just a little bit too long here. So let's get down here and get some materials out. I suppose we should probably get rid of our bone that we're not going to need for the time being. Actually, let's throw it in here. And I think we're going to get some grass so that we can start replacing some Podzol just to make it blend in. I'm not going to get rid of all of it, I've decided. We're just going to blend it. And I think that might be enough. Oh, that reminds me. We got to go through our ancient city loot. So, of course, we've got all this, but this was also some of it. There's just, you know, no room in there. But we got a lot of books with, we do have some swift sneak. That's good. We needed some swift sneak. And then, yeah, other than that, we unfortunately didn't get enough disc fragments, so we can't build one. We'll have to go find another ancient city. This stuff is not really of much use. I do like having some soul torches and lanterns and stuff, but yeah, it's all just pretty basic stuff, I suppose. These, I believe, are used for those homing compasses, if I remember correctly anyways. And then we just got our good 3 hoes over here. We'll have to combine those two together, 2 of those together, I should say. And then, yeah, we got some name tags and some ores that we got to break down, but yeah, that's pretty much the extent of it. Another smithing template that we got to add to the pile and check out one day. But that is about everything that we got in the ancient city. So now it's time we can go get started on our landscaping. Now I think what we'll start with is I'm going to give this whole blending thing a go. I really would like to keep the Podzol where we have it, and I think we're just going to have to try and blend this into the grass. I don't know how it's going to work, but you know, only one way to find out. So I think we'll start with trying to do this little blend. We got our grass out. We got a whole bunch of it. So this should go, or we should have enough, I should say. And I think we'll just go right over here and see what we can come up with over here. So it's kind of going to be a process. We're going to have to obviously remove some Podzol to make room for the grass if we're going to fade it into each other. And yeah, it's kind of just going to be like a slow, arduous process, but hopefully when we're done it doesn't look too bad, and it was worth it at least a little bit, you know. So now that I got a couple dug out, let's pick up the Podzol, and that way we'll have some to place on the grass portions out here, just to help it blend a little bit more. So let's see, and these ones that we just carved out, we'll throw some grass in, and then we'll see how that goes. And then out here, we're going to start blending as well. So let's say like Podzol like that. We obviously got to do some out here. more so on the line here, and then as we spread out a little further, just a little lighter. Oh, and also, if you're at all curious about my my very, very elaborate and in-depth technique that I do to, you know, blend things together like this, well, it involves, first you have to take out your shovel, and then you run around like a madman, just spamming it places, and eventually it might start to look like you're blending things. Maybe not, but, you know, that's kind of just how I do it. Seems to work for the most part. I mean, I know it's not perfect, but then again, we're using two drastically different colored blocks, so. Now, I know I said that we are going to be increasing the size of our little pond over there, but I don't know how big or where it's going to go, so we are still going to do our little blending stuff, like, as far as we need to go. Alright, so we got a bunch switched over in this area, so let's get a little bit of a better look and see if it looks good or if it looks bad. So let's get on up in here, and it's not bad. It's definitely not good right through here. This is all very thick Podzol still, but that seems to be not too bad. So let's get right on over there, and we just got to start placing some more Podzol in these areas and throwing some grass in here, of course. And hopefully break it up just a little bit more. That was supposed to be Podzol. What am I doing? Alright, so that little bit should be a bit better. Then this big section is still pretty thick, so let's mess with this a bit. Alright, so that is a bit better right through there. That's actually... that made a huge difference just doing that little bit, didn't it? Wow, it really kind of did. This is going a little bit better than anticipated, in case you couldn't tell. Alrighty, we got a whole bunch of blending done, and let's take a little peek at it. Why don't we? I actually am pretty happy with it. It's not really necessary, I'll be honest. I could have just swapped everything out and I would have been happy with it, but I went through all the work and we're going to keep it. I also think it'll look quite a bit better once we get some trees and, you know, other natural things built, and of course extend this pond, which we're going to do right about now. So let me get this stuff out of the way, and I can't because my inventory is full. Alright, so that will give us some room to pick these guys up, and we've got a bunch of flowers on us actually. Why don't we place these down? Alright, why don't we do like a little yellow flower patch down over here underneath the tree? Just something a little funky like that. Maybe another one way out here. Oh, there's been an Enderman in here. Yeah, we'll do a little something like that with some yellows. And then let's see, out here, let's throw some reds over in this little area. Just their own little flower patch. Maybe we'll throw a couple of yellows intertwined. And I already put that white one down. So we'll do a little something like this. Extend it over a bit, and we're good with that. So, now we've got to tackle this pond, and I think the only way we're really going to be able to do it is to just completely get rid of this and start over. Alrighty, let's get sanding, why don't we? I think this is actually going to be easier than I anticipated because I forgot it's only 2 blocks deep, so we probably didn't need sand, but it's only going to make it easier, I suppose. So, let's get rid of all of this sand now. And then we'll start digging out the actual pond, getting all of our mud back, and then we'll start designing what the new one's going to look like, why don't we? Alright, sand acquired, let's get back our mud, and then fill this in. I completely forgot that it was all wide open like that. That is disgusting. There's a sheep right there. So let's do a little... that's funny. So let's do a little cutout and see how this thing is really going to be shaped. So for now, we're just going to try and make a nice outline for a pond. And just a nice gradual circle, I feel, would be best. And then come over this way. And let's clear this out and see what it's going to look like. So, I think I want it to go out further. So let's just make another pass, and we'll just take a little bit more. And just go, ooh, maybe we'll just go out to right here. And then kind of use that. And then keep going this way. and then meet over with our other border right there. And I think this might be the way to go. It's going to be absolutely huge. I wasn't planning on this, but here we are. So now from over here, it's going to go all the way around there. And then I think it might just run right along the walkway here with like a nice fence along it or something of the sort. But I think this is what we're going to go with. And I'm actually going to switch it up just a little more and just come out this way a bit and then swing it back around like this. Just like that. Alright, so let's get an aerial view of what this is going to look like and then decide if it's good enough or not. And I think that's going to be perfect, actually. I love the shape of it. There's going to be a stream exiting going this way that cuts through the hillside and eventually leads into this right here. So now let's dig out the next layer and let's see how this bad boy's going to look when we're done with it. And obviously we're going to have to go back through and do a little bit more blending with everything. But right now we're just cutting it back just to see what the general shape will look like. And actually, I have to go sleep, and I'm also going to repair my shovel quick. Alrighty, shovel sorted out. It starts raining immediately when I sleep, and that's obvious. That's just a Minecraft thing. But let's get back to work. So we almost have the main layer dug out, and then we'll do another look-see. I think this is going to work out nicely. So the main shape of the water itself will be this lower one, and then that will run over into here, and then we'll probably dig out another layer or two in the middle, just for a little added depth. But I'm liking the shape of it. I'm very, very happy with this. So let's keep digging. All right, we got the pond pretty much done, at least, you know, as done as we're going to get it for the time being. But it's all dug out, it's full of water, and we got our vegetation. So let's get up here and take a look. We're going to come right up to our sketchy part of the castle and be sure not to step in any fire. But let's get up here and, oh my goodness, it looks great. It looks like a pond. So yeah, there she is in all her glory. We did the vegetation all the way around the edge. We got some lily pads and I forget what this stuff is called, but we did some kelp in the middle, and I tried something new in the middle of it. I did a little strip of coal blocks down the center just to make it look a little bit deeper in the middle. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it. It doesn't look perfect. It doesn't look super great, but it does seem to look a little bit better when the shaders are on, so that's kind of neat. It does give it that little bit more depth in the middle, so I think we're gonna keep it. But yeah, let's get down here and take a closer look. And yeah, so I decided we're not gonna do a fence right here, but we'll get to that whole idea. But yeah, so over here I kept it a little bit on the shallow side. Just did a whole bunch of vegetation over there because, you know, on the shallow side maybe there's more fishies swimming around and stuff living in there. You know how ponds are. But yeah, this is pretty much the extent of it, and I think it came out pretty good. It's definitely a pond. And now we're gonna head over here where I began digging for the stream that's gonna lead over to the rest of the water over there. So this is what we got so far. It's probably gonna be built up on that side a little bit more. I dug out over here so that it would be right up against the path, and then this is where we're going to have a little bit of a fence up here. So it's kind of going to snake this way a bit more and then come back over here, and it's going to rip right down into that little pond. And then we have a complete waterway. Now we just got to do some designing and texturing on this whole bit. Probably going to make this bit and over here a little bit of like a cliff, and ooh, maybe a bridge over right here, actually. All right, well, yeah. So we got some ideas. Let's get going on this thing. So let's go get some materials to build a bridge. And I think we're just going to do like the same type of thing that we did with the bridge over the big canyon, where we just essentially use like stone stuff. I think we have a stone shulker still in here somewhere, maybe? Do we? Perhaps? Maybe? Nope. So we will have to dive into here, and ooh, it's probably in here actually. There we go. This is the stuff we're looking for. And now that I'm back up here about to do a bridge, I almost don't want to build this out a little bit. I kind of just want to leave it how it is and make like a decent sized bridge. But on the flip side, should I tighten it up a little bit to match the rest of it? But the sun's going down, so let me go sleep on it in our trusty bed next to a small cliff. All right, I slept on it and I'm still undecided, so I think what I'm gonna do is is I'm going to build up the other side so that it's just this tight little area right here. But in that case, I think we should probably do the whole, like, wall of cliffs first on either side and then get to a bridge. So now we got to go make another trip to get supplies. And actually, no, we don't, because I have stone and cobblestone and all that nonsense right in these shulkers. So I think we're going to have to go right down to about here and take a little bit of this out. And then this will have a cliff along it. And then it'll lead right into over here. So now we have it kind of open. We can figure out where we're going to do this. So the end, we'll do some cobby. So let's just make a little outline of like where I think this thing's going to be. I think it'll be probably, ooh, that's a little too far, I think. Probably about here. Maybe run it through just like this. And then eventually meet up right over here with this. And we will dig this out. Throw some in here, and that will be the end of our cliff. So now we kind of just got to go in and make it look cliffy, I suppose. So we'll just throw some blocks here and there, work our way up the side of the mountain until we get to what will look like a decent bit of cliff. And I think we are just about good with this, actually. Not like that, though. Ooh, that's a stair, though. So let's turn this one and then slab, just like that. And I think we're going to leave it just as is. So let's go back and get what we're going to do on the bottom of the stream, which involves, yeah, so it's pretty much just going to be coarse dirt. And I think we will try and sneak some gravel in there, but mostly just coarse dirt, and maybe some podzol. I think when we're in the more rocky area, we'll sneak in a little bit more gravel. So let's just get rid of all of the grass for now. And then we'll go back through and just kind of switch up between coarse dirt and gravel. So kind of just randomize it like this a bit. And I think it'll look decent once we get the water in. Well, hopefully, I should say. And then once we get down here a bit, like I said, we're going to start to phase out the gravel just a bit. And maybe start phasing in some mud. So let's go through and you know what? Let's add our first mud block there. And then let's just dig this whole thing out. And then let's actually start out by just placing some gravel here and there and kind of letting it slowly get more and more spaced out. And then we'll get going on the dirt and start adding some mud in here every so often, and hopefully by the end of it, it looks decent. All right, so it looks like this is going to be how our stream bed is. And now I guess we really just need to go get our buckets and start moving some water around. So let's see how we can get this thing looking. Oh, I guess we should break the levee as well. That might help a little bit. All right, so water is now flowing. Let's get it moving. Ooh, it's actually just waterlogging all of these. I thought I was going to have to go through and individually do that. Oh, what a beautiful thing. All right, and we officially have a stream. So look at this thing. We got everything waterlogged that needs to be waterlogged. The water just runs nice and smoothly right through here. Eventually turns into a little bit more of a stream and leads right into there. Look at that. So we're looking pretty good. I think the only thing I'm going to do is change a little bit of this to mud. And then I think we can say that our stream is pretty much done. So the stream is here, and now I guess we need to do a little bridge. So the bridge, I think what we're going to do for this bridge is just, you know, we're going to build a little bit of a frame using our upside down stairs. I don't know how many of these we're going to use, but I think we're going to do it right about, I don't know. So here's my issue. I originally planned on doing it right here and just going across there, since this is like the high point of the path. But then I accidentally walked down here where the shulkers are. I mean, that's kind of set up for a bridge, isn't it? But then it's not as high off the ground. No, I'm doing it up here. All right, so let's get on over here. We're going to place a couple stairs upside down, just like this. We'll throw some mossy ones in here. Throw another one here, and we'll throw a tuff in there. So it's going to be under the bridge. Maybe it'll look like a little bit more of a shadow, since it's a little bit darker than the rest of them. And then over here, I think what we will do is we'll use the stairs to go up just a bit over here. And then we'll do the same thing that we did on the other side, where we just use our stairs to work our way down. And then for the span, we'll just use our slabs. So hopefully this looks all right. I know it's a very simple bridge. It's not anything extravagant, but you know, I'm a little bit picky. So we'll throw another mossy in there. And then I think we might just, ooh, let's actually do a little bit of that. I forgot that we had our stone stairs like that. So we'll put one here and then also one here. And I think we're going to leave our bridge just like that. So now we just need to get some more blocks to fill it out and, you know, do a little bit of a frame around it of sorts. And then I think we're pretty much good to go with it. And here we've got our completed bridge. Nice and simple, gets the job done. You can run up over. We obviously haven't done anything over here yet, but this is our bridge. We're done with it. There's a flower down here. I got just about everything done with it that I wanted to get done. We used some glowberries for light underneath, put some bushes around it, and yeah, I mean, it's a bridge. It gets the job done. It's pretty much exactly what I was hoping it looked like. It might be, you know, small and simple, but I'm happy with it. And my happiness is now suddenly drained from my body because I'm realizing that it's time to do trees, and I'm going to try something new, and I've never even experimented with it, but I want to do some different types of trees, and I'm scared, and I don't know how they're going to turn out, but there's only one way to do it, and that's to do it. So let's get into this, and we're going to do the first one right over here, a little bit out of the way, but this is going to be the spot. So I guess we'll just see what we can do. So I think the first one we'll do right over about here. So, I guess we're just going to head up. Let's start with some stripped spruce, then we'll switch to some acacia and, you know, mix in some tough, kind of like we did over by the miners' cottages, but we're just gonna kind of keep going up until I feel like not going up anymore, and this is actually pretty tall. And then I think once we're up this high, we'll just do a few walls on top of each other. So now that we've got this bad Larry up there, we are going to have to figure out how and where to place the leaves. This may actually not be quite tall enough. This one's going to stay since it's, you know, a trial run, and then maybe some other ones will do a little bit taller. But let's go get some leaves because I, of course, left the shulker over here because I'm a big dummy. And I think for this one, since we're really looking to do an actual, like, spruce type tree, I think we might be using some spruce leaves rather than some birch, although they do both look pretty good, so maybe we'll use a little bit of both. So I guess what we're gonna do is I forgot that I have to get some trapdoors, actually. All right, we got some trapdoors, so let's work our way up there. Do I work from the bottom and go up, or do I work from the up and go bottom? Let's work from the bottom and go up, just because I don't exactly know how high I want the leaves to start, but I want it to be, you know, a little bit higher than I usually do. We could do a couple little branches down here like this, you know, just some little stuff like that. But I think we'll start the leaves right around here, maybe? I think this might be a decent height. So what if we kind of just work out here and, you know, just kind of work around, maybe do some on another level, and, you know, just kind of do them a little bit sporadic, you know, no real rhyme or reason to how we're doing it. The plan is essentially just for this to look like a normal spruce tree and, you know, have like a nice realistic looking tree out here. So I don't really know how this is going to go, but all right, so we got to do over here a little bit as well. And then we got to widen it up over here. And maybe we'll bring this one out a little bit down here. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. Down this way. Something a little bit like that. And let's see what this one is looking like from afar. So that seems to be a decent height. I may thin it out just a little bit, but that's actually not too bad for the first level. I might keep that actually just like that. Maybe, you know, give a couple little branches sticking out, you know. Let me see. Where was I? Over here. So like this type of thing. Just add some bushes out here. Or bushes, some leaves out here just to extend it a bit. Give it a little bit more irregularity, for lack of a better term. I am going to add a few over here by the water just for for my brain to be happy. And then let's like, you know, add some of these here and there. Look like little nubs getting ready to jut out, going different directions. We could even do the next level like right about here. And now for this second level, we're just kind of looking to, you know, fill in, oh dear, fill in the gaps, make it look like a tree, and, you know, make it look as natural as I can get it anyways, because, you know, I kind of have a feeling that this one's not gonna work the first round, but we'll see what it looks like, and then we'll adjust. And maybe we can get these things looking pretty good by the time we're done with them. And I think one of the things I'm going to try and do is, you know, kind of take some leaves out here and there so that it's a little bit more airy, if that makes any sense. And that way, rather than just looking like, you know, big bushels of leaves up here, maybe it'll give it like the branches are reaching around rather than just some leaves placed in peculiar positions, you know what I mean? All right, at a glance, I'm liking it. I think there needs to be a couple little things like down this way, but for the most part, it's not looking too bad for a first try. All right, let's go get a good look at this thing. All right, so our first attempt at a newer, lighter style pine tree, and it's not too bad. I could use a bit more conformity to it. I can see a couple spots where it looks a little weird, but also it's really not bad. I'm actually kind of happy with it. And yeah, I think we're actually going to keep this one just as is. It's not too bad. There's a couple like that I would probably get rid of, but I mean, you know, there's an extra long branch up there. Who cares? That sticks out a little too far, but yeah. I mean, like I was saying, you don't want it to be too perfect, because then it starts looking too perfect. That's just some wise words from Wit. This angle could use a couple things in there. So let me get up there and fill that in just a bit. I mean, literally just like that. That'll do it. That literally will fix the problem. So let's go see if that one leaf will fix what I was looking at. And it does beautifully. I think one thing that I'm going to do is see if making the branches look like they are drooping a bit helps at all. So like these two, rather than these two, I can already tell that that's helping. So let me do a couple of those right over here. And you're not going to believe this. You're just simply not going to believe this, but it's raining again. All right, so let's see how it looks now with those branches drooping just a bit. That one actually could go down even more, but that did help quite a bit, I would say. This one is extended just a little too far, I think. I'm actually very much liking that. When there's more of these, it's going to look so nice walking through here. I really cannot wait. Oh my goodness. And also, just in case you do see some similarities, yes, I have taken a lot of inspiration. Why are you doing this? You really don't have to do this? Like, you could stop. Okay, thank you. Anyways, as I was saying, in case you do see similarities from, you know, another YouTuber that may go by the name of B00100. Yes, I took inspiration from his forest that he did, I don't know, probably a year ago now on this season of Hermitcraft. But now it's time to get to work. We got pretty much a whole forest to build, so let's get it! All right, before we get over there and check out this forest, I do just have to mention that I think this might be my new favorite thing I have ever done in Minecraft. I'm over the moon. But let's get over there and check this bad boy out. So, we did some trees. We tried a new style of tree. It's essentially just absolutely completely random where I'm placing the leaves and all that, and, you know, some branches using the trap doors and whatnot, and boy, oh yeah, and the mini trees using the tough walls as a trunk. But boy, oh boy, did this come out incredible. Like, just look at this little walk that we get to go on to get to the front of the castle. I kind of can't even believe that I created this. I mean, this is just unbelievable. But yeah, back outside, we've got our mini forest that is obviously a work in progress. I wanted to complete it for this video, but so these trees took forever, but that's okay. It's becoming pretty worth it. So let's go over on the other side of the bridge, and we'll get started doing a little bit of a walkthrough and turn the shaders off so that we lag a little bit less. And here we are, the beginnings of our forest. So basically what I did was used some acacia logs and then stripped spruce rather than stripped acacia. There is one stripped acacia over here somewhere. Can I see it? I don't know. It's somewhere over there. But yeah, with the acacia logs and the stripped spruce, we also have a few tough blocks up there just to throw a little caution into the wind, give it a little bit of a different texture. We've got this beautiful overhang when we're walking down our path. Went through and, of course, placed some stones here and there. Some pressure plates to look like bigger stones, and then, you know, just went through and greened it up, put some grass everywhere, and I didn't really use too many vines. I mean, there's one here, and I think there's one on this leaf over here, yeah. But other than that, the only greening that I did was really in the trees itself. I mean, there's bushes, and, you know, obviously we gotta have bushes. I actually wanted to put one over here. I completely forgot, but that's okay. We have a lot of work to do on this forest. And this is pretty much where we're at. I did opt to not do, well, I did take out all of the other lampposts that were through here, but I opted not to put up new ones and just kind of hung the lanterns on the branches of the trees. And there just so happened to be branches in pretty much every spot that I needed. I had to move like one. Oh, there's the acacia log. I had to move like one. And yeah, I think I might be doing a bit more walking if I'm going between the castle and the village over there, because it's just such a nice walk. Like, look at me. I kind of can't stop walking through this path. And I really do love how it's right up alongside the lake, and this tree is actually even in the lake, so I did the stripped spruce towards the bottom so that it looks a little bit, you know, worn down. Oh, and actually this is kind of like a dead tree all the way up. There's only a few, maybe, yeah, a handful of spots of vegetation up there. It's mostly a dead tree that's just living in the lake, but yeah, the plan is that we want to have more trees, obviously covering just about everything. I mean, let's get up here and look. So you can see that I have just about nothing done. It's a little bit disheartening looking at it from up here, but that's okay. We got a lot of work to do. It's going to keep us occupied, and I do want to have trees all the way around the lake, and then obviously my plan was to fill in all of the way along the little stream that we got here, but I missed. I kind of missed. I didn't get that far, but that's okay. That's all in due time. And yeah, those are my plans. I want to have trees like kind of, you know, everywhere. Maybe even some more in here, or definitely over here. And, you know, who knows? And they really don't look too bad. I kind of just went about placing the leaves completely random. Like I was trying to do like little branches here and there. And then I opted to do like, you know, each branch was kind of sagging a little bit, kind of how pine trees do. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, and it's the plan for the future to do more trees. These trees are kind of like the most tedious thing I think I've ever had to build in Minecraft, but at the same time, they're so much fun, and they look fairly natural. They're giving off the exact vibe that I was hoping for. So even though they're tedious, I kind of can't wait to build more, you know, along the path and the stream and all that. And that's where we're at. I think I have kept you guys for long enough. I hope you enjoyed the video. And, you know, as usual, if you guys have any ideas to spruce up the little forest we got going on here, or anything else for that matter, please, by all means, leave them in the comments. Don't worry, you'll get credited for it. And maybe I'll, use some of your ideas in a future video for pretty much anything. Doesn't even have to just be the forest, but yeah, we've been going on long enough, kept you guys long enough, and I love you, bye!